Good morning. It is 5th of November and we're up for another extensive round of pod testing today. I'm probably not going to have everyone uploaded at the same time that I'm doing today. I'm trying to upload a few at a time every day or two because I have so many of them and I don't want to get too backlogged. And yeah, so I got with me today, I got a pile of them from several different people. I'm going to start off with one right here I just got from John, one of my subscribers, in the mail the other day, and he said he doesn't know exactly what it is, but it looks like it's starting to ripen to an orange. It looks vaguely like a Cheyenne, actually, but I'm not going to make any guesses. I'll just keep it as an unknown, unless I ever feel ambitious enough to get it genetically tested. I'm saving seeds from it. So, yeah. We're going to cut it open and see if there are any viable seeds, and if so, I'm going to save them. I'll pop this stem off first, and cut it open and see what's going on. Looks like a capsicum annuum to me, possibly a frutescens, but we'll see what the flavor's like. Looks like the seeds could be viable. They look pretty hardy, getting the ivory tinge to them. So, I'm going to take a moment here and take the seeds out. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Here's the after shot. Smells annuum. It smells pretty, the annuum smell is always more just harsh smelling, like it's the burn is a little bit more in your face with the stinginess, but thank you, John, for sending me the pods. Here's the number one of, I think, 5, 6 different kinds. So, unknown. Got the green annuum flavor, but it's really tangy. Starting to get the sweetness. It's actually really sweet, wow. Kind of soap-like notes to it. Very pungent, aromatic. Mellowing out now into a more apple-like. Still has the perfumey notes to it, but not quite as much of that detergent type flavor. Fairly easy to chew. The skin's a little thick, but it's not extremely tough. Not bad. not the best tasting one, but they might develop a lot better of a flavor once they're fully ripe. If I get any viable seeds out of those whenever I grow them out, John, I'll let you know how they are. Yeah. Got a good little tingle happening on the lips. Not right here. A little prickling going on in the throat, but it's not hitting the throat too much. It's more on the tongue and lips. A fair amount of drool. I can feel a little bit of sweat flushing in my face, but it's not too bad. I'd probably put this at jalapeno level heat. Well, no, probably a little bit hotter than a jalapeno. Maybe serrano level heat. So anywhere from, we'll say probably 20,000 Scovilles maybe. And it could get hotter when it's fully ripe. Some chilies, when they're fully ripe, they're hotter than when they're not ripe. And some of them, just before they turn ripe, like when they're starting to get a tiny bit of coloring on them, that's when they're the hottest. I've had ones that are way hotter. Like the Savory was one last year that it was a lot hotter than I was anticipating, and that was one that was just boom when it's green, and then it's a lot mellower when it's fully ripe. So kind of a coin flip unless you're cataloging specifically the trends and you test each one of them out rigorously and mark it on a little sheet or some sort of chart. Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of. So blossoming on the roof of the mouth a little bit more. Tongue's coming through. Actually, there is a throat burn building now on this, but it's not super whoosh. Just kind of a little twinkling of embers fluttering about in my throat. Lingering annuum taste, but not too much. Just the core essence of pepper flavor kind of floating in and out of my taste here. Not getting any worse though now. The throat actually feels like it's starting to descend again. So that was a pretty mild one. Got me a good little sweat going on. I find the annuums, even at lower heat levels, tend to induce sweats more than the super hots do. If I'm chewing a super hot or a habanero level heat, chewing it up for a long time, I can feel the radiant warmth and I do sweat a little bit. But compared to the level of heat, it's nothing compared to, say, if I popped in a Thai pepper or a red Fresno or something and eat that. It's more likely to induce sweating in my face, and I feel flushed and mellower and sooner. You get that little bit of an endorphin rush from the lower heat annuum peppers. They're harder hitting in the short term and taper off, so you get this lot stronger initial reaction. So yeah, that was a pretty decent pod. Not the best. It did have that detergent, almost a soap-like perfumey flavor to it at first, and effervescing up into my sinuses, but it had a good tang and sweetness, and after chewing it up a little bit more, I think some of the capsaicin contributed to that, and once it bonded to my receptors here in my mouth, it kind of took that edge off, that weird flavor, and then it was just the annuum tending towards ripeness, the apple-ish flavor. So yeah, thank you, John, again for sending me the pods. Got a few more lined up of his to try, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.